Hello. Yes. So this is a continuation or the part two of the data analytics intro. And so in our previous chapter, we were talking about the ways through which you can be a good data analyst or a bad data analyst. And this all depends on you not cleaning your data properly and hence having your analysis being done wrongly. All right, and so it's important that you're able to clean your data. And so when we analyze the data, this is when we ask questions. And so a lot of the time you're going to hear things like, as a data analyst, you need to be able to ask questions, and not just any questions. You need to be able to ask the right questions, because management and stakeholders need you to solve problems. That is why you're a data analyst. Okay, they don't just need you to create dashboards or visualizations. No, they need you to solve questions. And so what are the questions that needs to be solved when you look at a database or when you look at the data? All right, sometimes the situation demands that you talk to your stakeholders, you talk to management to understand what they really want with the data set, to understand the questions that they want to have this data solve for them. And so it's imperative that you don't just assume on your role as a data analyst. You need to set down some questions. You need to ask some questions, list them down, write them down. And then your analysis should be based on these questions that you've been able to garner from your management or stakeholders. So this is a third thing. So first of all, we gather the data, and then we transform or clean the data, and then we start to perform our analysis. And then what happens? And then after performing our analysis, what we do is that we communicate our findings and make recommendations. And that's also one of the most important things for a data analyst. Like I said, you don't just create visualizations. You communicate your findings, and then you do what? And then you make recommendations. All right, that is why it's imperative that you talk to your management, get to know what they are trying to solve with this data, and then based on that, you are able to perform the right analysis for them. And then I perform the right analysis, you are able to delve deeper into the data and then find the problems that the company is facing, make some recommendations to them. All right, yes. So these are the steps or the procedures that are imperative as you begin this journey as a data analyst. And I want you to understand this, especially the part where you need to fully understand the database and being able to ask the right questions, because being able to ask the right questions is also going to help you make the right visuals or make the right analysis with your data set. All right, and so it's imperative that you get this, you understand this, and that you don't just get a data set and then jump right into it and start creating visualizations. No, that wouldn't make any sense to anybody. And so take your time to study the data set, pull the data set from the right source, make sure you spend enough time cleaning and transforming the data set. If you need to check every column one by one, you need to do that to make sure that the data set is cleaned and fully transformed for better analysis. And then once you are okay with the transformed data set, you start asking the right questions and you start performing your analysis. And then after that, you communicate your findings, make recommendations, and then you make documentations. You document your findings as well. So this is it for data analysts and the roadmap. So far we've talked about the roadmap, we've talked about what to look out for when beginning your journey as a data analyst. And like I said, these are very important steps that we need to get in here before we start this wonderful journey. Once again, I appreciate the fact that you are here with me, and I appreciate the fact that you want to take up this career course as well. I'll really appreciate it. Like I said, if you can share this channel, if you can subscribe, and you are also allowed to ask any questions that you want. any topic that you like talked about, you are free to